good afternoon, good evening, whatever time zone you may be in. Welcome to this edition of Newbie in Public Podcast. On the show, we're going to have one of my favorite guests again, Mr. Lee Korotney from Michigan. And he's got a lot to say, a lot on his mind. He's been getting back and forth in touch with me. Just to see if he can get his time slot in on Newbie in Public Podcast. So I graciously obliged. Looking forward to having Mr. Lee back with us. I'm looking forward to see what he has to say. Temperature's warming up outside, you guys. It's almost the month of May, so y'all keep it locked here on Newbie in Public Podcast all month long. Going into the summer, we are going to have a great jam session and a great roundtable session. So you're not going to want to miss that. Thanks for keeping it locked. Newbie in Public Podcast, Milwaukee Internet Radio. Smile.
All right.
All right. Without further ado, I have my boy Lee from Michigan. Lee, are you there?
Yes, I am here.
All right, man. What is going on? How are you doing?
I am doing fantastic, actually. I'm glad to see that I'm glad to see that they're not monitoring my connection anymore and just randomly booting me off like they were.
Yeah, no kidding. We have to see if this is recording because I'm not getting you on my main speaker. I'm hearing you through the phone, so this is
it says it's recording.
Well, I hear you, but I don't hear you through my through my regular speaker. So
that's kind of weird.
But yeah, man, what's on your mind?
Well, there's a lot on my mind, from topics with females to the current protesting that's going on because the police overstepping their boundaries and firing their weapons at civilians when they shouldn't be.
Right. Well, that's always a pain there. I mean, I hear that.
Yeah, but the civilians ain't doing nothing but standing outside their home, and they come charging down the street and ordering people back into their houses and just randomly firing rounds at innocent civilians. Like, come on now.
Well, yeah, and with that clip that I had showed you, that just was not cool.
Yeah, you mean the clip that I sent you in Messenger?
And that actually goes on.
Which is bullshit, and they wonder why people riot about it.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you ain't got your main man with you.
My who?
Your co-host with you.
Oh no, there we go. Now you're coming through my headset and my speakers. I
was gonna say I just turned it back feed a little bit.
I hate electronics. But no, yeah, my co-host is at his day job right now. So, I go solo every now and then. I mean, it's my show. That's what I do.
Right.
But yeah, man, it's been real interesting. With that video, I sent you another one. I don't know if you got it. You probably didn't because I didn't see it log on your page, but
no, I didn't.
There was one where they actually kicked down somebody's door and shot the husband. Like, are you serious? And it turned out to be the wrong house.
And there's a hellacious lawsuit.
Yeah. But we all know with lawsuits, you have to be a certain color to file them. and a certain color to have them heard. So yeah,
And,
no,
and don't even get me started with the whole white privilege bullshit because
yeah, right,
that is fucked up in itself because we all bleed the same blood under God's eyes and we were all created equal. And the fact that they see one race predominantly more um what do you want to call it? Predominantly more beneficial than another is
yeah,
fucking bullshit.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Not only beneficial, but predominantly more aggressive. They automatically suspect that because, well, your skin is brown, we automatically have to fear you and take extraordinary measures to get.
Even if you're light skinned Latino or Hispanic or anything, or even light skinned Italian, yeah, y'all get treated differently, and it's
Yeah,
bullshit.
yeah, but no one's listening. My whole point is
You still there?
media, social media. If it were not for people with cell phones that are recording it, acting stupid, even though their intentions are just for entertainment.
Exactly, because
You know,
if it wasn't for technology and everybody and their grandmother basically having a camera nowadays, it would be to a point to where it's not controlled and
hmm
people of color in this country sadly would be fucked.
yeah,
Now, don't get me wrong, I'm the whitest of white motherfuckers. I'm Irish, German, and Hungarian. But
oh yeah, you are the whitest they come, but you're also my little
okay,
brother.
I may be the whitest as they come,
But
but
you're also my little brother, so
rest assured, I'm very woke, people, and I
there you
stay woke on what's going on.
there
I
you go.
have I have nieces and nephews that are African American and Mexican descent, so
Mhm.
trust me, I know how it is on both sides, and it's bullshit.
It is, man. It is. What would you do, if anything, if you could change it?
Honestly, if anything, if I could change it, you know what? I'm gonna quote one of the greatest speakers of all time, Dr. King. Correct me if I'm wrong. He said back in the day, if I remember correctly, we we give me one second.
Yeah, yeah, no, no doubt. They want their voice heard too.
We are all equal regardless of race, ethnic background, or where we come from. We are
hmm
all brothers and sisters,
hmm
and we should treat each other as such.
Right, right. And I agree. I agree. Unfortunately, for this country to be such the melting pot that it's supposed to be, that we invite any and everybody from whatever border, it is still the most segregated country there is.
Oh yeah, trust me, I feel it. And
It's just, ugh.
and, and honestly, and it's not going to change unless we get back to our grassroots, like Dr. King and the founding fathers.
Well, every time we go to boots on the ground, grassroots type of approach, they seem to always end up dead. And it's not strictly because of the people, it's the government.
Exactly, it's the government and or God forbid, I'm probably going to get backlash from this, but the Illuminati runs the fucking government.
Yes, they do, which I'm glad you touched on. People say, well, don't blame the Illuminati. They're just, this, that, and the third. But then you have the Knights of the Templars, which is, a big backing of the police, which in fact, New York, one of the biggest police organizations that there are, are a part of the Knights of the Templar, and it's all a conspiracy to cover up, bullshit that they do, and to have an all one order race.
Exactly.
But yeah, I'm gonna catch feedback from this shit too. I don't care. Again, my shows are unscripted. I say what they won't say, and I don't give
Exactly.
a fuck about saying it. As long as I got people like you, and let's make things clear to my listeners here. Yeah, Mr. K just told you he's as white as they come. Me, I'm a brother. I'm a black and Native American and Asian man, so I'm almost as black as they come. Two different sides of the spectrum, but yet we're brothers.
And that's how it should be, regardless.
Exactly. But this is how I know that we might have backlash on this, because my show is heard overseas in the UK, and to have Muslims and Africans and things like that dotted throughout the UK,
Mm-hmm.
they're still racist as hell as fuck too.
Mm-hmm.
They just cover it up a little bit.
And I'm kind of glad you touched on the Muslim race. Like they get a bad rap here too. Ever since the 9/11 attacks.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're Muslim descent, they look at you funny. They look at you like you're somebody that's gonna try to blow up the next building or Trump Tower or something.
Yeah, exactly. Which it shouldn't be like that, because of what you are, what your skin color is. There's this dramatic stereotype of what you could become, not what you are. It's just fucked up to me.
It is, and this country is not going to change unless we, the people, stand up for our rights against
Mm-hmm.
this tyranny of government.
Mm-hmm. But why? But here's my favorite all-time question: why is so many citizens outside of the black race? What this country is 2 clicks short of communism.
Yeah,
Why should everybody be so fucking afraid of the people who are supposed to be making laws to protect you? This shit is, like you said, it's tyranny.
and here's why they're afraid because the government is no longer a government ran by the people anymore. The
No.
government is a radical dictatorship tyranny that governs themselves and runs themselves. It's no longer for the people. But the only way that it will change is if the people stand up and take back and put someone that's for the people back in a position of power. And until
Yeah,
that happens, this country is going to continue to be ran like shit.
I like that. I like what you just said, because it summed it up in a nutshell. It summed it right up. And we, as so-called free people, are so blind to, like I didn't hear anything about unemployment benefits here in Wisconsin, that
Nope.
you have to jump through so many fucking loops just to get the money that you paid into the pot while you're working all these years. You won't be able to get it now because you're being forced to find some type of job. So it's like you're holding my money hostage. you know it's not because people don't want to find a job.
And
It,
you know what? I'm
mhm,
uh, I'm gonna touch on this. You're right. They're holding your money hostage. You want to know why
mhm,
they're holding your money hostage?
because they're
Because
broke.
not only because they're broke, but get this: our national debt deficit has reached over $16 trillion, dude. That's how much
Wow.
it's gone up.
Wow. But that's the United States' fault. You borrow from these countries, you give these countries these loans, you get everybody out of debt but your own people, but you wonder why you're in debt. Like, that's fucked up.
Yeah, exactly. And here's the fucked up thing. Okay, take another country, Australia, for
Mhm.
instance, and
Uh-huh.
I'm quoting them because I got friends over there.
Uh-huh.
And back when the pandemic hit, okay, we got what, two stimulus from our government,
Uh-huh.
where over there in Australia they got like three or four, totaling over 2 grand or more to support their
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. No shit. Bordeaux, Canada, the Canadian Prime Minister, he took care of his people.
Exactly. And over here
Or
in
true.
Michigan, over
Mm-hmm.
here in Michigan,
Mm-hmm.
Governor Whitner, or Whithead as I like to call her,
Mm-hmm.
um, she issued a tax relief for the people,
Mm-hmm.
and it will make your stomach turn.
Yeah.
The tax relief in itself was $150
Right.
for the relief of taxes for gas and everything else,
Right.
and that ain't much.
No, it's not much, but I mean, wow. It's just it's a Republican Democratic thing when everybody says that, well, we want this to be such a bipartisan situation and a bipartisan deal. Well, guess what? Republicans don't give a fuck about the Democrats, and the Demofags don't give a fuck about the Republicards. Let's just keep it real.
You're exactly right.
You know, there's never going to be a point where both parties come to a head on an agreement which would benefit the country because it's all about self.
Right.
You know, I mean, wow. They don't want to get me started, Lee. I'm telling you, bro, my show will be fucking banned next week, but I'm not going.
I'm surprised they haven't banned me yet.
You're right, you know, because you're the most one of the most political personalities I have on my show. And
Exactly.
you know, so yeah, I am so wondering, like, I'm not even gonna go there. I'm gonna stay shut up while we're ahead, you know. I'm gonna keep it on lock while we're ahead. Hey, I got a question for you. Are you gonna be willing to do another segment with me?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to end this right now. And as always, just stay locked in, stay by your phone. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna give you another segment because I really enjoy you, man. I mean, outside of you being my little brother, man, we've been friends for years, and
Exactly. We're gonna continue to be friends.
that's right. And I enjoy talking to you, man. So, and
I
within
enjoy
another
talking to you too.
Okay, and then coming up in the next segment, I'm gonna have my cousin here. You spoke with him before, Classic,
Okay.
and we can get some shit started. So,
Oh hell yeah.
okay, so yeah, just keep it locked, bro. And like to thank everybody for tuning in to this edition of Nubian Public Podcast, Milwaukee Internet Radio. That is my brother from another mother, Mr. Lee Korotney, calling out of southeastern Michigan, and we will have him back on the next segment. So you guys keep it locked and stay tuned. Lee, I will be giving you a buzz back.
Alrighty. See you soon.
All right, all right.
Bye bye.
And welcome back to Nubian Public Podcast. Just wanted to touch on something here with one of my favorite talk show hosts, Jerry Springer. This is late breaking news from yesterday, actually, April 27th, 2023, that Mr. Springer had passed at age 79. I mean, he was doing his thing. God, I remember the Jerry Springer show back in the early 2000s. I mean, when it was just getting started, I used to sit in front of the TV and just watch him when he came on Central Time, our time, when I got out of school. But, I mean, that man has had a nice life and a nice career. Sadly, he passed away of pancreatic cancer, and that kills just so many people. I mean, if you don't go to the doctor, you don't like going to the doctor, you need to go to the doctor. And I think you need to go to the doctor ASAP, get checked out, get everything that your insurance will pay for, and whatever you can come out of pocket for, because there's nothing like, going to see what is wrong with you, especially if you're up there in age. If you're 50, you need to go get your colonoscopy. 45 and up, you need to go get tested. Males, you need to go get tested, for testicular cancer and things of that such. I mean, if you're a diabetic, you need to keep that under control. And if you have high blood pressure, you need to keep that under control as well. I mean, I'm a diabetic. I have high blood pressure. And I've even been told, which I'm not believing, but I've even been told that lupus is rearing or trying to rear its ugly head in my life again. I'm not believing anything that God doesn't want to happen to me. It's not even going to be brought into existence or even be spoken into existence. So I'm going to just keep it like that there. But let's talk about Jerry, my man. I was reading a lot about Jerry, and they went deep into his career as a politician, and so forth. I'll touch on that later on down our talk. But yeah, I just wanted to let people know that his underlying cause of death was pancreatic cancer. And that is just nothing to play with. I mean, and he hit it so well. You never knew that something, that detrimental was bothering Jerry because he hit it so well. Back in 2007, 8, maybe 6, maybe even more, 2004, with the Jerry Springer Show. 25 years when the Jerry Springer Show came to an end in 2018, and 4,000 plus episodes that he had done with the Jerry Springer Show. Then that's where the spinoff of Steve Wilkos came, and things like that. If it wasn't for Jerry, I don't think Steve Wilkos would have been that popular. You know what I mean? So, it really hit home. Then you had the spinoffs. I wouldn't say a spinoff because Montel Williams, he came around that same time as well. You had the Morton Downey Jr. show. You had Maury Povich. So all of those, shows came around the same time. And all of those shows would be missed. I tell you, they still do play reruns of Montel Williams on Tubi and things like that. You can catch all of his shows. So yeah, it would be pretty cool to revisit him. Now with Jerry, he was born February 13th, 1944. And Jerry is not even from here. He's from the UK, and being Jewish, he was from Highgate Tube Station, London, UK. He died April 27th, again, 2023 in Chicago. And he was married once. Mickey Velton. Don't know who that is, but Mickey, I believe he was married from 73 to 94. And he has one child, Katie Springer. His grandparents is Selma Springer and Marie Coleman. Those are his grandparents. Jerry even went on to have some books, y'all. It's called Ringmaster. I remember that. I read some excerpts from Ringmaster. Springer's Wildest Shows. And that was an HBO special. I remember that as well. So Springer went on to do some things. He also was a rich guy. His net worth at 79 was estimated to be at 60 million. 60 million. And that's according to CelebrityNetWorth.com. And, Jerry just went on. He was a judge, preceding his death. He was a judge. That's what he ended with doing. He was a governor. I think he was a governor. I want to say governor, or I want to say mayor, but he was one of those. He was affiliated with the Democratic Party, and his education was, he had his bachelor's, his BA actually, from Tulane University, and he had his Juris Doctorate from Northwestern, which made him a lawyer and a judge. So Jerry just took it there. He took it there. On top of that, he was an actor, and you cannot take. And he was a mayor, and I was right. He was a former mayor of Cincinnati. So yeah, he was the mayor of Cincinnati. That was one of his political affiliations throughout his career. It's sad. It's just sad, really. Someone that you grew up with, that was constantly in your household for all those years, and 4,000 episodes. You get used to this person, and to have that person just up and leave suddenly from pancreatic cancer is just a blow, just a shock to the system. Let me read something here real quick for you. This is from CNN Entertainment, and it's titled "A Career That Began in Politics for Jerry." Before becoming a television host, Springer studied political science at Tulane University, and went on to receive a law degree from Northwestern. He served on Cincinnati's City Council in 1971 and became the city's mayor in 1977. He only served that one term. And I quote, "If government, any government, is to have any positive effect on our lives, which, after all, is its purpose to make life more tolerable than that government must bear. Um, but it go on to say that government must bear some relationship to how we live. And that was a quote by Jerry Springer, end quote. In his mayoral inauguration speech for Cincinnati back in '77. It goes to say in '82, Springer tried for the Democratic nomination for Ohio governor, but lost. After that, he became a news anchor at WLWT in Cincinnati, Ohio. See, that I did not know either, that he was a news personality. WLWT in Cincinnati. Springer's anchor work led to a Cincinnati-based talk show that later became the nationally syndicated Jerry Springer Show. So shortly after, while he was on air in Cincinnati, WLWT, he had created that TV show, which we know now as the Jerry Springer Show, and that became a hit. I mean, it really did. In 1998, he told WLWT of the people who objected to his show, and I quote, "I think that's fair. I think this show probably does offend some people, and they should protest. That's okay. That's America. That's why God gave us a remote control." Basically, if you don't like it, you can turn. Y'all gotta stay tuned. We'll be right back. I think you already know Jerry dropped bombs on him. He just dropped them all. But in my last segment, I went out to say what Jerry had quoted. I think that's fair. I think this show probably does offend some people, and that they should protest. That's okay. That's America. That's why God gave us a remote control. Again, he had the freedom to do and say and show what he wanted. And what he was basically saying is, you got a remote, turn the damn channel. Again, most recently, he inked a deal with NBC in 2018 for a new show. And I had touched on that, Judge Jerry. And that featured him as a judge in a courtroom. And he also hosted a podcast. I did not know about that podcast either. Trust me, I would have been subscribed to that podcast that Jerry was doing. In their statement, the Springer family spoke on this, and they asked supporters to consider making a charitable donation or doing an act of kindness for someone in need to honor his memory, because that is what Jerry's legacy was all about. Be kind and spread the love, pass on something that you would not other words do. And I mean, it's very contagious with Jerry. He just loved everybody, and that is so honorable and respectful of that man. There's just no other way around that. So, but after his death, tributes poured in, and they poured in from fellow television hosts and contemporaries. Check this out. Sally Jesse Raphael chimed in, and she hosted her own tabloid talk show before the rise of the Springer Show, and later shared the daytime airwaves with Springer, and that was in the 90s, and she expressed her condolences following his death. Sally Jesse Raphael was another power host. She was a big power host. Aside from Montel Williams, he was the other power host. And then I can go on. I mean, there's Ricky Lake, Morton Downey Jr. I mean, come on, the list goes. But it is very touching. Here's another quote. I'm extremely sad at the news of Jerry Springer's passing. This is from Sally Jesse Raphael. She wrote into her statement in CNN. He was a bright, funny man whom I consider to be a friend. He will be missed, end quote. Actor Marlon Wayans chimed in. He appeared on the Jerry Springer show. I don't know if you all remember that skit with him and his brother Sean, and it was a snapshot of the 90s. I swear, this was one of the most talked about and laughed at clips when he appeared on the Jerry Springer show. And he shared warm words for the talk show host after hearing word of his death on Thursday. So it's good to know that everybody is pouring in with their sympathies and their condolences because Jerry, he's just strictly, truly one of a kind, and he will definitely, definitely be missed. I'm going to read you something Marlon wrote on his Facebook post. And it says that, and I quote, so glad we got to do this classic episode with you in Chicago. And that was not only from Marlon, but it was from the brothers. And they wrote that on the Facebook post. And that clip, if you Google that, that clip will come up, and you can find that clip that they did on the, Springer show. So that's kind of touching. But here's one more quote from the Marlins. From the Wayans. Did I say the Marlins? Don't write into me, guys, and cuss me out. I'm kind of still touched over Jerry's passing here, so I kind of screwed that one. So yeah, please don't cuss me out. All right. Here's that last quote from the Wayans. It says, rest well, buddy. We will all be chanting, Jerry, Jerry, Jerry. You know, that's kind of cool because that's what I'm chanting to. So it's not over till it's over. And what was Jerry's favorite words? Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. So that was cool. That was cool, Jerry. I just wanted to put that out there, and with regards to Mr. Springer and his cause of death. Again, it's hard, but everybody goes sometime. And at 79, he lived an awesome, awesome life. I've got a clip here from CNN that I want to play, and that'll let you know what's going on with Jerry. Let's see if we can get this going on here. See if we can get this clip up and running. Yeah, it's from 1998 on the Larry King to Jerry Springer on the Jerry Springer show, titled "Why Do You Want to Run a Circus?" Don't get me wrong, I don't know where that title came from. I don't even know what that title means. Why do you want to run a circus? But we'll see how that plays out. But again, if I can get this clip to play here for you guys, we can see. And of course, dealing with electronics, nothing wants to work, right? Right. Yeah. Gotta love CNN. Gotta love computers. Gotta love all this shit, right? Right. Yeah. This is actually an outrageous Jerry Springer show moment. Moments through the years. I wish you guys can see it. I don't know. it's funny as hell, and it's pretty awesome. But yeah, it's just this outrageous moments throughout the years. Uh, doesn't want to play anyway. All right, well I tried. We tried to get that on here for you. I don't know what's going on. I think CNN wants to block it. But again, this segment was dedicated to you, Jerry. May you rest in power. Um, Never met a guy like you. And again, I've met Jerry before. He's even on, one of his shows in the Chicago audience, and never had so much fun in my lifetime. I mean, I could go to bars and all the bars and, things and places that I've been through will not, did not, top the fun that I had at the Springer show. So, yeah, love you, Jerry. And, you just stay, you stay you, man. You just stay you. May you rest in power. At the young, ripe age of 79 years old, you will always be remembered as that player. 79 years old. I'm going to end this show with one of Jerry's moments here, one of his final thoughts. And this is actually from 7 years ago. I thought it would only be fitting to end the show with one of Jerry's final thoughts. So
today we start our 25th year of doing this show. My gratefulness surpassed only by my surprise at its longevity. How in the world did we last so long? Let's be honest, virtually anyone could do what I do, which is to basically say three things. You did what? Come on out. We'll be right back. You practice that and you'll be hosting your own show in no time. Oh, there is one other thing that brings success. Luck. Lots of it. And surround yourself with smart, talented people who know a heck of a lot more about television than I do. Look, I've been blessed through these 25 years to have people of enormous talent and drive producing a show of constant challenges which can't be saved day to day by simply booking a big-name celebrity. You see, we don't have any on our show. No, just regular folks of no fame, little if any wealth, and very little influence. Folks just taking a moment, which they rarely if ever get, to let the world know something about what they are thinking or feeling or doing. Admittedly, it's often crazy or outside the norm of accepted behavior, but what I've learned over our quarter century of shows is that deep down, we are all alike. Some of us just dress better, or had a better education, or better luck in the gene pool of parents. I'll say it again. Deep down, we are all the same. We all want to be happy. We cry when we're hurt. We're angry when we've been mistreated. And to be liked, accepted, and respected, not to mention loved, is the greatest gift of all. Yes, we're all alike. Know this. There's never been a moment in the 25 years of doing this show that I ever thought I was better than the people who appear on our stage. I'm not better, only luckier. So thanks for the 25 years. We've signed on to do a whole bunch more. And as long as I stay healthy, we will. And on that note, take care of yourself and each other.
Take care of yourself, Jerry. That was real. That was real. I thought it maybe just only fit to play that, just in this segment with it. So he said it best, Newbie in Public Podcast. Take care of yourselves and each other. We'll be right back. What better way to end the show? I think it was pretty good tonight, y'all. My solo dolo. Actually, this show is dedicated to one of my brothers who will be missed, Terrence Sanders, TLOC G, you know what I mean? Brother from another mother. He was tragically taken from us a couple of years ago on Super Bowl Sunday. You will be missed, bro. And to Jerry Springer. His recent passing just a day ago, April 27, 2023. Pancreatic cancer. One of talk show's mob bosses. You'll also be missed, Jerry. Love you all. Thank you for tuning in to this edition of New Being Public Podcast, subsidiary of Milwaukee Internet Radio. God bless you all. Also, thank you to my guest, my call-in guest, Lee Korotney from Southeast Michigan. It's another brother from another mother. You stay, fam. Y'all stay cool. It's real emotional around here sometimes. Thank you to all my guests. Thank you to all my loyal listeners. Please continue to stay down. Love you all. New Being Public Podcast.